Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Daughter of Increase. My name is NayDenise for those of you who are new to the channel or who just happen to stumble across this video. And I post some videos every Wednesday and Saturday all about my faith, God, Christ, and expanding the kingdom of God. And I do that through Bible studies, book reviews, discussions, and more. Today's video, as the title says, is going to be my 2022 first quarter anticipated releases. So this is going to be for the months of January, February, and March. And I have a list here in front of me because I didn't want to miss anything or mix up any dates. But yeah, I'm gonna do this at the beginning of every quarter. So hopefully, if things are going as planned, you should see this video on the 1st of January, which is going to be Saturday. So hopefully all goes well. But yeah, there weren't quite that many that I was expecting to see. Definitely some for the second quarter for sure. A lot of releases April, May, and June, and some definitely in July, August, and September. But I did manage to find a few books that I definitely was interested in. So I will say for January, most of the books released on the same day. Not sure what that's about, but also I do have copies of most of these already, be it physical or e-arc. So if I have the physical, I will hold it up. If I have the e-arc, I will let you know, and all the covers will pop up here somehow, be it physical or a photo. I will tell you guys the release date, the genre of it, and a little bit about it, and if it's a part of a series. But most of these are from authors that I am very familiar with. I think I maybe have two authors, yeah, only two of these authors I have not read from, and I'm very curious about. And so we're gonna dive into January. So most of these are releasing on January 4th. I don't know why that is, but I don't know if that's like the thing. I think that's just the release date for Rebel in general. In the first three books I already own copies of because Rebel did send them to me for review. And so the first one is going to be Never Leave Me by Jodi Hetland. Hetland, is it Hetland? I think it's Hetland. This is the second book in the Waters of Time. The first book is Come Back to Me. I own an e-arc of that book. I ain't read it yet, so that might be like a video all-in-one that I'll do for you guys in January. But this is going to be a Christian sci-fi time-traveling romance story with a little bit of intrigue and suspense to it. I don't know much about it. I really don't even want to read the back of it because I know that it's connected to the first book and I haven't read the first book. But I'll give you a little bit of a brief, you know, I'll read a little bit of it. So it says, facing death takes courage, facing life takes even more. So we have an Ellen Carrington, I think that's how you say her name. She's in the last stages of a genetic disease, and so she decides to stay at her longtime friend Harrison Burlington's estate. And Harrison cares deeply for her. He's always vowed, I guess, to not get into a serious relationship due to his paralysis, but he cares deeply for Ellen. So he is seeking the holy water to give to her, which I'm assuming will heal her, but Ellen doesn't want to take it because she suspects it's responsible for the deaths of her father and her sister. But there are dangerous criminals that are mere steps behind, and they are willing to go to any lengths, such as sending her back into the past to locate the holy water for them. So yeah, this sounds like it's going to be real interesting. I definitely need to get my hand on the physical copy of the first book if I can. I'll check thrift books or my local library if anything. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and I'm glad that I actually have a copy of this, and the covers are really stunning. If I can find a cover of book one, I'll put it up here. Book one is nice, but for some reason book two, like compared, you can see them compared together, book two just is a lot more prettier to me, and it's giving me those wintry vibes. And I like the castle. That's interesting. So I'm not sure how far back in time she's gonna go, but yeah, we have that. And so following with the next book coming out the same time, of course, January 4th, is going to be Sunrise by Susan May Warren. I have so many books from Susan May Warren, so many. We're not going to talk about the collection that I'm growing from her, but this is a contemporary romance. It is the first book in the Sky King Ranch, I think it is. Yeah, Sky King Ranch. I'm not sure if it's going to be a trilogy or whatever, but yeah, it's about a guy named Pilot Dodge Kingston. He left home to join the Air Force, and then a decade later, he heads back to the destiny that awaits him as heir to the Sky King Ranch. But that's not the only thing waiting for him at home. He also has Echo, who is a true Alaskan woman, who is there waiting for him. She's his former flame and childhood best friend. So, okay. I realized that a lot of some of Susan's books take place around the Denali. I don't understand, but I guess that's a thing. But yeah, this sounds like it's gonna be interesting. I know she's also coming out with a sequel in the second quarter, called Sunburst. So yeah, I love, you guys, I love that foiling is everything to me. But yeah, we have this book. Okay, so the next author is one I'm going to retry, and if I can find the first book I got from her, I ranted about this book. If I can find the cover, I'll throw it here. I ranted about this book. I said that I really loved the cover because I thought it was going to be like really interesting, and it involved a story about books. But I hated the main character so much. I hated the main character so much. She irritated me, and so I decided to give this author a try again. And I'm also going to reread that book. If I still own that book, I will reread it. If not, then so be it. But I'm going to try this one because it sounds quite interesting. And it's The Girl Who Could Breathe Underwater by Aaron Bartels. So this is contemporary. And I don't know much about it, honestly, but it sounded really interesting. So it says there's a novelist named Kendra Brennan. She moves into her grandfather's old cabin on Hidden Lake. She has a problem, which is an inflammatory letter from a very disappointed reader. The plan is to confront Tyler, her childhood best friend's brother, and the man who inspired the antagonist in her first book. If she can prove that she told the truth about what happened during those long ago summers, perhaps she can put the letter's claim to rest and meet the swiftly approaching deadline for her next book. But what she discovers as she delves into the murky past is not what she expected. While facing Tyler isn't easy, facing the consequences of her failed friendship with his sister Cammie may be the hardest thing she has ever had to do. So this dives into the depths of the human heart with this emotional exploration of how a friendship dies, how we can face the unforgivable, and how even those who have been hurt can learn to love with abandon. And so yeah, I'm willing to give it a go. Yes, The Words Between Us. That was the book that I read, and then I know that she has All That We Carried. I didn't even get that one, but The Words Between Us was the book that I read, and we're gonna hope for the best with this. That's all I can say is we're gonna hope for the best. So I got it because I'm interested to see if it was just that book or if it's the author in general. So if I can find that book, I will actually do a reading vlog of reading both these books, letting you guys know my thoughts. But I'll probably audiobook it. We'll see, but we have that. Okay, so then moving on to the next ones. I don't have physical copies of these. I just have e-arcs, and so I'm just going to read off the list and pop the pictures here. So the next one is Life Flight by Lynette Eason. This is the first book in the Extreme Measures. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy or a series, and it's a romantic suspense, of course. And this follows a EMS helicopter pilot named Penny, FBI Special Agent Holt, and a serial killer. Don't know much else about it, but I have read 2 books from Lynette Eason. I haven't finished her latest trilogy though. I need to finish that. Right, I'm missing. I think I need to read the 3rd and final book in that one. No, it was 4 books in that series. I think I read 2 of them. I need to read the last 2. But I enjoy her writing. I like her FBI stories, and so I wanted to pick up her latest release coming out. So we have that. Okay, and the next one is going to be Her Darling Mr. Day by Grace Hitchcock. It's book 2 in the American Royalty sort of trilogy, and it's a historical romance. The first book is actually My Dear Mrs Zuprie. So I'm assuming, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the guys that was rejected in this book is going to be featured in his own book. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes and where it goes from there. And then we have To Treasure in Aries by Rosanna M. White. This comes out actually on January 18th. So the rest of the books come out on January 4th, but this one comes out on January 18th. This is historical fiction, and it's the sequel in The Secrets of the Owls. I actually do own the first book, which is The Nature of a Lady. I adore Rosanna M. White's writing. I don't know what it is about her writing, but I really enjoy a lot, and so I'm excited to dive into that one when it is released. And so those are the ones that I have for January. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. yeah, 6 books for January. So now moving on to February, I only have 3 releases that I'm really interested in. So the first one, definitely hands down, will be reading. I actually have the e-arc of it, so I need to actually do a reading vlog for that. But it is The Princeton Prodigal by Jo Eileen Smith. This comes out February 1st. It's biblical fiction, and it's actually going to be focusing on Joseph and Judah. So we're going to get the story of Joseph, and I am so stoked for this. I'm excited to be on the launch team for it. I am on the launch team, which is why I got the e-arc. But if you do have NetGalley, if you have signed up for NetGalley, I would say try to see if you can get approved for an arc through NetGalley, because that's where it is. But yeah, I am stoked to dive into this. I enjoyed the books that I've read from her so far, and so I can't wait to dive into this and actually own my copy. Cannot wait. But I mean, biblical fiction about Joseph and Judah, there's nothing else to be said. That's it. So moving on to the next one. Okay. The next one is In Search of a Prince by Tony Shiloh. This also comes out on February 1st. This is a contemporary romance, and Tony Shiloh is a author I've heard a lot about from a lot of different people. I know Steph talked about her before, and I'm interested in reading her works. And honestly, the cover is giving life. And so this follows, let me see if I can look it up. Brielle, I think that's how you say her name, Brielle. She is a teacher in a New York City public school, and she takes annual summer vacations with her mother to Martha's Vineyard. But she is a princess on an island in the coast of Africa. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that location, so that's why I'm saying that, the coast of Africa. And she must immediately assume her royal position since the health of her grandfather, who is a king, is failing. And so this is going to be quite interesting to read, because she now finds out that she's actually a princess. She has to go to Africa. She has to leave the school that she really enjoyed working at. And so I'm excited to see how this works, and, you know, her coronation and her having to get married and things like that. I love kind of stories like that. So, yeah, we're excited for that. And then the last book for February is going to be The Lady's Mind by Francine Rivers. This is historical fiction, of course, and it comes out February 8th. This, I don't think there's any relation as far as how her other book, Redeeming Love, was like a retelling of Hosea and Gomer. I'm not sure, but it says that it's it says New York Times bestselling author Francine Rivers returns to the California frontier in this sweeping romantic tale of a displaced New England suffragette, a former Union soldier disinherited by his Southern family in the town they join forces to save. So yeah, I am interested in Francine's writing. I like her writing. I've read a few of her books, and so I'm gonna give it a go to see how I feel about it. I know some people are skeptical with her writing. I don't mind it. Again, everyone has their own cup of tea, not cup of tea, but everyone has their own sort of preferences when it comes to reading. And so, I mean, your preference is your preference, mine is mine, but I'm definitely going to check out her book to see how I feel about it. And yeah, that is it, the 3 books for February. And so now for the March book, there's only one book that's coming out in March, if I'm not mistaken, and it's coming out March 8th, and it's Something Good by Vanessa Miller. This seems to be a Christian contemporary, but it is an African-American cast, and I think the author herself is African-American, if I'm not mistaken. So this is something I'm actually interested in reading, simply because I definitely do get asked questions about if I've read Christian fiction that's written by African-American authors. And the crazy thing is, I have those books here. They're actually in my mom's room, because my mom likes to read those type of books. And so I definitely want to start a blog on that for sure, in January, reading through maybe 5 African-American authors that write Christian contemporary fiction novels, and stuff like that. So this one says, bright threads of faith, resilience, and finding a way forward where there seems to be no way. When 3 women find their lives inextricably linked after a terrible mistake, they must work together to make the most of their futures. I don't need to know nothing else. The cover is gorgeous. I'm interested to see where it goes. And so that is that. So that's pretty much it for the first quarter. Not a lot of great books. I mean, let me not say that, because there's some great books coming out in the first quarter, of course, but not the ones that I was like super anticipated about. Most of the ones that I'm really anticipated about, like top of the list, come out in the second and third quarter. And so I think out of all of these books, the one I'm really excited for, honestly, hands down, is The Princeton Prodigal by Jill Eileen Smith. Biblical fiction. Hands down, I'm super excited for that book. But let me know if you guys have arcs for any of these, if you guys are interested in reading any of these. I have all the Goodreads links down below for you guys to click on. You can add it to your Goodreads account. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be reading these. And I'm going to try to do better at keeping up with my TBRs and the books that I read. I want to get back into doing my monthly TBRs and doing my monthly wrap-ups, because I know it was helpful for a lot of you guys, and it was helpful for me to keep track of all the books that I own, okay? And so that is that. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go, and I will see you guys in the next video, and I pray that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful New Year's Day, because again, if this is going according to plan, this will be posted on New Year's Day, January 1st, Saturday. So again, Happy New Year. I pray that your day has been excellent thus far and will be excellent throughout the day. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.